All right, here we go. We are here with IFBB monster Jon De La Rosa. Jon, we had you on the podcast about a month ago, and tracking your progress in a crazy year with the COVID, leading into the New York Pro in Tampa. Didn't go as we had all hoped, but it was still good. You got a chance to get on stage, fight for a championship, and end up with a little money in your pocket. Wasn't exactly what we had in mind, but you're into the business of bodybuilding, and that was just one step to get you closer to your ultimate goal, which I know you said this year you're shutting it down until we don't know yet. Right. So watch that. That's going to fall off the side. There you go. So what do you want to know, Nate? What's the biggest question other than how do you get his arm so big?
So I want to know what's your takeaway? What are the notes? What are the notes that you're taking away from the New York Pro of what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what are you going to change for next time?
Well, as I said, I mean it's a pretty incredible thing that we were able to get on stage under the circumstances. So I'm really grateful to have been able to compete. I know it wasn't the results that we were hoping for, but I think my takeaway from the event 2 weeks ago was there's still work to be done. I'm nowhere near where I feel I could be or I should be. My ultimate goal isn't to win, XYZ show. It would have been nice to have won, but my ultimate goal is to be one of the best in the world, or the best in the world at what I do. And I think that now is the time for me to, under the circumstances, right? We started prep for the New York Pro originally in January for when it was scheduled for May. And then we continued to push when it was first canceled, pushed back to June, and then it got pushed back to August, and then pushed back into September. So essentially I was prepping for about 9 months, on and off. So I think now's the time for me to just take a little bit of a break, make sure that my health is where it needs to be, and then go, full on and attack being one of the best in the world. It would have been nice to have won the New York Pro, but ultimately I wanted to win the Olympia title. So if I need to take strides now, especially like I said, under the circumstances, we don't know what competitions are going to be held and what's not. So I figured, instead of continuing to chase something that may or may not happen, take the time now to eat more, train hard, get under some weight again, and take my physique to that next level.
Tell the people out there the importance of training and having the right mindset and being around the right people. You teamed up with one of the best in the world, if not the best, Flex Lewis. You train with him every day. You get to read his mind, hear his mindset. What impact has that had on you with him able to instill his work ethic, his mindset? I know you have already got your own, but there's certainly got to be some benefit to being around a machine like him.
Definitely, 100%. My mindset going into training with Flex originally was, I want to say, it wasn't doubt, self-doubt. It was more like, I'm just going to do my best and see where I land, And training with somebody who's a 7-time Mr. Olympia in his category, there's no room for any kind of doubt. There's no room for any kind of it's just balls to the wall. I'm doing this to win. There's nothing, no questions asked, So there's something to be said about somebody who goes in there with 100% belief in himself and not allowing any negativity or distraction or, like I said, we're very, very fortunate to train in a private facility where not a single person is in there while we're training. So just everything that he's done to set himself up for complete success. It's from the mindset walking into the gym, from putting down our phones and not having any distractions, from not allowing anybody to come in during the times that we're training. It's just 100% all about winning. And I've fortunately been able to be around that for the last 2 years and train and adapt that mentality as well. I wasn't going into New York. I think a lot of people saw in my interviews the old Jon De La Rosa where I was nice and I just want to do good. That part of me is dead and gone. Right now, I just want to take dudes' heads off when they get on stage. That's pretty much it.
So, you're no stranger to working out in a great gym with great equipment, Arsenal equipment. Speaking of why we're here in carbon culture, you had a chance to train here last night and see the gym. What are the standout pieces that you loved from here? And what do you hope to train today or tomorrow while you're here, while you have this equipment to take advantage of?
So I obviously got to look around a bit. I was a little distracted training, but I saw some Atlantis pieces that were pretty cool to see. I've never seen them before. You got rear delts, like rear fly thing. It's really cool. I saw a leg press in there that looked really cool. Obviously, there's a ton of equipment in there that I'm just looking forward to getting in and training. But I definitely need some standout pieces where the Atlantis pieces, the Arsenal strength pieces that I'm fortunate to train in. Flex's facility, it's all Arsenal, so their stuff is awesome as well. Definitely want to try that leg press though when we train legs tomorrow.
What do you have in mind for next year? You haven't picked a show. What do you envision a year from now? Because a year from now, the Olympia will have come and gone. Hopefully. Your training partner, you will be on stage with him at some point. How do you feel you would stack up? Not an old Jon De La Rosa answer, but a real Jon De La Rosa. How do you think you stack up if you had to break it down? And look, this is someone you train with every day. You know his strengths, you know his weaknesses. The answer might be surprising to you if you asked. Now, a lot of people just say, well, Flex is the champ. What do you think?
Well, as I said earlier, the mindset has changed. Flex has become one of my best friends, right? We're together every day. We train together. We've shared conversations inside of bodybuilding, outside of bodybuilding, family, all that stuff. But if we're removing our personal relationship and just looking at the physiques, Flex is very, very complete, top to bottom. But I believe we share a lot of the same strengths. I feel I'm very complete as well. But I also know I have the ability to carry more muscle tissue. I have a little bit of a bigger frame. So Flex's strengths on stage or his conditioning, if I can put on some more muscle tissue and match that condition, I think I can walk away with a win. That's the goal, right? And I hope that he would be training for the exact same thing. It doesn't matter who's going up. Friendship aside, the best man should win. And he wants to be the best, and I want to be the best, and everybody up there wants to be the best. So he knows that. We've had this conversation before. If I don't win, I want him to, and I want one of my boys to win, obviously. But I'm still going there to win.
So outside of competing, you're sponsored by HD Muscle now. You're still doing online coaching on your own, and I think you're doing some stuff through them, right? We saw recently you're a new coach on the team. So talk to us a little bit about that, about being a coach on the team, joining HD Muscle and the team there, and how you want to, I guess, develop your coaching more during this time you're not competing.
So I've been coaching now several years on my own. I've had up to about 40 clients at a time. which is a very large. So it's a lot of people to try and manage and to make sure that they come in their best at the competitions. But I love what I do, and then obviously with COVID happening, a lot of people weren't sure what was happening, so that side of the business took a hit. And now things are starting to come back, so I'm getting more clients on my own, and obviously working with Dorian and being part of HD, we've had conversations about the supplement side of things, and supplements we're putting together that are coming out in the future, and he's, I guess, seen how knowledgeable I am in some of these areas in nutrition and supplementation, and offered me a chance to be a part of the coaching team. And of course, I jumped at it. I'm excited to work with them. We've gotten a few clients already lined up, and being a part of a group of coaches that you can share information with, get feedback from, it's cool. I've always done everything on my own, so being able to shoot some pictures over of a client to Dorian or Noah, like, hey, what do you guys think? And this is what I got this person doing. This is on the cardio. And they can give me their feedback. It's cool to be a part of a team or something, and to have their opinion and their judgment. It just kind of makes the job a little bit easier because, again, I have my own workload privately aside from Team HD. So it's cool. I really enjoy the atmosphere that they've created. It's been a lot of fun so far.
All right, last question. How's Pop? I can't have an interview with you without bringing him up. You gotta miss him, right? Is he working his way down here? He did down south? No.
Now that my nephew's born.
Yeah, forget it, right?
My older brother had my nephew back in March, and he's the entire world.
He's the new John.
I'm replaced.
All right. That's fair. Well, he'll be at every show no matter what, though. All right, brother. Thank you so much. And go enjoy yourself. Say hello to all the fans. All right, we'll see you in a bit.